Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about the differences between hybrid learning in person and SPS online, which is our district's only online all the time offering. No doubt you've heard by now that we are going back to school in hybrid in-person learning on April 19th, which is the beginning of our fourth quarter. So before you have to choose either whether to go back or to stay online, I want to make sure that you guys understand the differences. So let's jump in. Okay, so you should have gotten an email from Miss Oliver by now. Natalie Oliver is one of our assistant principals at Springfield High School. She sent out an email to all Springfield families, so hopefully you got something that looked like this. And this is really strictly to go right into the differences between hybrid in-person learning and SPS online so that you can make an informed choice. And families who want to stay online and ultimately switch to SPS online have to do so no later than next Wednesday, March 17th. So this is really important that you guys understand the difference before you make that decision. So I'm going to scroll right down to the key elements for each schooling option first, kind of blow this up a little bit, and talk about some of these key elements. And then I want to point you to a form that families need to fill out if they want to stay online and switch to SPS online only. If you want to stay with hybrid in-person learning and you're currently with SHS, you don't need to fill out that form. So if you look at the blue side where it says Springfield High School hybrid in-person learning, there's some bullet points. The big key here is if you're coming back to school, your schedule is going to remain the same as it is now. Essentially, if you're taking morning classes, you'll continue taking morning classes. If you're taking afternoon classes, you'll continue taking afternoon classes only. There'll be no mixing of cohorts. It's going to stay as is. So instead of opening up your computer and going on Google Classroom and clicking on that link to see your teacher live, you're going to be going to the classroom. Same amount of time, same A day, B day schedule, same Wednesday, no live class schedule, but the only big difference is you're actually going to the school. So you're going to have no more than 4 classes in quarter 4. That's if you're 9th grade and 10th grade, you should have 4. If you're an 11th or 12th grader, you could have 4 or possibly 3 or even 2, depending on your graduation status. Each class is still going to be worth 0.5 credit, and you're going to be on campus no more than 2 hours a day. Each class you would attend would be 1 hour. You will have asynchronous or online without a live instructor work like you do now. So if you're going to class in the morning, you will have asynchronous work in the afternoon. If you're going to class in the afternoon, you'll have online asynchronous work in the morning. And all students will have asynchronous work to do on Wednesdays, just like they do now. SPS Online, which is our only online version of schooling for all students. Now that's online all the time. This is 100% asynchronous learning, no live teaching at all. SPS Online teachers, however, will check in with students once a week. There are only 3 courses instead of up to 4. So SPS Online can only support 3 classes for 1 quarter. And those specific class offerings are much different than SHS. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of the email that Miss Oliver sent, past the Spanish translation, you should see a link or an attachment. If you click on that link, you will see more information about SPS Online. And really, if you scroll to the table here, and I'll increase that, this is SPS Online's quarter 4 course offerings. So you'll see on the left are their language arts classes, math, science, social science, PE, health, world language, and elective. That's it for quarter 4 for SPS Online. But you can see there's not a lot of offerings for electives. This is it, and this is as far as they can go. So a couple other big differences between us at SHS and SPS Online. is that they use a program called Peak or Fuel Ed, so it's much different from the Google Classroom experience that you have. It is basically a site that they're going to upload some classes to, and you're going to have a dashboard that you open up and you'll have your classes there to click on, and it's basically go at your own pace, do your work at your own pace. A lot of it is content like video and reading content and visuals and questions and quizzes, but again, there's no live instruction. And the nice part is it's flexible. There's no, I have to be there at 9 or I have to be there at 1. You do the work when it's appropriate for you, but there still are deadlines to meet, and you can connect with the teacher associated with that class through email or video chat in order to get some help. If you scroll down to more information for you, you'll notice it says SPS Online Administration will host an evening of information to field questions about SPS Online. So this is this coming Monday, March 15th, and there's going to be a Zoom link posted on the SHS website on Monday. So this is from 6 to 7. I'm guessing it's a drop-in format, but if you have questions that you want to ask SPS Online folks directly, then you can drop into that Zoom and ask. And the reason this is being done Monday is because you have to declare, essentially, if you want to stay online by next Wednesday, March 17th. So you have to fill out a form, families. If you want your student to stay online at SPS Online, you have to fill out this form and submit it to the district office. You can email it or fax it to Amy Stevens at this email address or this fax number, but it has to be received by next Wednesday, March 17th, and that deadline's pretty firm because we have to know how many students are going online only versus hybrid so that we can make sure enough staff are there to support them. Once you choose your option, please understand that we expect you to commit to that option. So if you want to try online for a couple weeks and you don't like it and you want to come back, we cannot guarantee that that will happen, because if we have students going back and forth constantly, we won't have the staff that's there appropriately to support them. So we'd like to understand how many kids are going to each hybrid or SPS Online and make sure the staff that's needed is there to support. So that's it for now. We're going to get into a lot more details about things like transportation and all the rules and everything you're going to need to know. As I get the information, I'll pass it on to you. So stay tuned for a lot more coming.